Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Katelyn, and today we are doing another Monster Mash. So I have to thank Yeetus Deletus over on Discord for this amazing idea, but they said combining herbivores with its natural predators would be amazing. And that gave me the idea of expanding it into what if we made a Monster Mash based off of a food chain? So we'd have everything from where the food chain started with like the plant life, then it could go potentially into the prey, like maybe the insects or the herbivores that eat the different plant life, and then from there it'd go to the predators. So we could have a potential to combine like 3 to 4 different things into this new Monster Mash. So again, thank you Yeetus Deletus for the amazing idea, and I think it fits very well with my Lion King shirt, and I think we're just gonna call this the Circle of Life Monster Mash. It's gonna encompass everything from the circle of life for this creature, and I'm very excited to jump in and try this completely different new Monster Mash idea. But before we jump into that, I have a special announcement for you guys. So now you guys can show off that you are part of the Monster Mash family with the new Monster Mash family crest. These enamel pins are going to be available from December 6th to the 20th, and they're going to be a limited edition run. Basically, once these are sold out, that's it. So if you guys would like to pick up a limited edition Monster Mash family crest pin, check out the first link down in the description below. Again, that's from December 6th to the 20th. You can get a cool crest with the Forest Guardian and the blue dragon slug duking it out. I love this pin, and I hope you guys like it too. And with that, let's go ahead and jump in and start this monster. All right, guys, so for this Monster Mash, I thought we would start with the African Savannah. They have a lot of amazing biodiversity, and it kind of matched my shirt, to be honest. Like, that was like the first thought I had. I'm like, wow, I got a Lion King shirt. We might as well do the African Savannah. I thought it would be a perfect fit for the first video for this. So I found this African biome assignment while Googling online, and I thought this would be perfect to figure out which of the levels we start with, and how we're gonna pick that is through a random number generator. Also, if you guys would like to see this for yourself, I'm gonna leave it down in the description below, so if you wanna use this to make your own Circle of Life monster, go check it out in the description down below. All right, guys, so I have my random number generator here on the right, and we're gonna start all the way down at the primary producers. Stargrass will be 1, red oatgrass will be 2, and acacia will be 3, so let's see what we get. It's a 1, so we're gonna have Stargrass. So we're gonna start with Stargrass as the first thing to mash. And then next up for the primary consumers, that makes it a little bit harder because there's quite a few things here that potentially consume Stargrass. So let's go ahead and find it. We got Harvest Ant, Thomas Gazelle, Warthog, and a hare. So we have 4 different options. So let's go ahead and do 1 through 4. And then let's see what our choice is. So I'm gonna say 1 is the Harvester Ant, 2 is the Thomas Gazelle, 3 is the Warthog, and 4 is the hare. Okay, we got 3, so we have a Warthog. Okay, and then from the Warthog, we have 2 lines, so it's 2 primary predators on here are either a wild dog or a lion. So let's go ahead and do 1 through 2. So 1 will be wild dog, 2 will be lion. So let's go ahead and see what we get. A 1, all right, so we have a wild dog mixed with a warthog mixed with stargrass. This is gonna be kind of interesting because out of all the plant life down here, I feel the stargrass is kind of the most, like, I guess you could say plain. It's literally just strands of grass. So I have to figure out how to combine that with a warthog and a wild dog. It's kind of funny because this also kind of falls into my plantimals. It's now gonna be a plant animal Monster Mash. So this is gonna be really interesting. I'm surprised we only got 3 from this one. I thought for sure we were gonna get stuck with a lot more, especially if we started with like a Harvest Ant that would have done an aardvark and a hyena. But we're gonna have Stargrass, Warthog, and Wild Dog. So let's go ahead and jump in and do some rough sketches to figure out how we're gonna combine these 3 things, probably get some reference images for these different animals, and just kind of build a creature. We'll have to see what our first Circle of Life creature holds for us. So let's go ahead and jump in and get those sketches started. So here we go, the first Circle of Life Monster Mash. So first of all, I was super excited, obviously, for this new prompt idea. I have a lot of different ways that I've done Monster Mashes, but I think this is kind of the most interesting and creative. I know we've done like random votes or like random number generated versions, but this one just felt very different. Like, I don't know if I've seen a video like this out there of people making creatures based off of like the full food chain Circle of Life type of thing. So super excited to jump into it. And so with these sketches, I honestly immediately had an idea in my head of how I wanted this creature to look. It just came to me really quickly that I knew I wanted to highlight a lot of the wild dog and then have some aspects brought in from the boar. So I do have to say I was a little bit biased towards the wild dog. I was like, man, I really just want that to be the primary look. And I kind of nailed down an overall design pretty quickly and jumped right into the final pose and sketch. I think the most intimidating part of this was trying to figure out the grass. I know I said earlier when I was going through and I found out that it was grass that I thought it was just going to be plain grass, because at least on that little like schoolwork pamphlet, it didn't look like it had a lot of detail to it. It just looked like big strands of green, and I was like afraid that it would just look like I threw random plant life on this creature. But then when I researched it more, I saw why obviously it's called stargrass. It has these really beautiful white like flower growths on it. I think they are flowers. I probably should have done more research on like the actual facts about the plant, but after seeing that, I knew I'd be able to add a little bit more interest to this drawing. Like I'd be able to give some different texturing to the grass where I put it on the body, and it would look cool. It would look like a really cute flowering creature. And so I was way more excited to add the grass after I saw that it had a different texture to it, and then that gave me more ideas of how to incorporate it with this creature. So for example, the warthog, I noticed it had very large tufts and areas of very long hair, and it looked like very coarse long hair, and I'm like, that would be perfect placement for the grass. So I basically took the overall design of the dog and added some little warthog touches, especially like up towards the mouth. Obviously I have the tusks and then we have the hooves, but then I wanted to use the hair placement. So on warthogs, they have these kind of longer side beard whisker things that I found super cool and I thought would work really well for the grass. It was a little intimidating trying to figure out how I was going to paint this grass. But I eventually figured it out after doing some brainstorming, but I couldn't wrap my mind around how I was going to paint the grass at first. So I was like, you know what, we're going to just do the overall creature shape, and then we're going to add grass as a separate layer on top. And so with that, I'm actually going to go ahead and offer this as the Photoshop file of the month. So if you guys want to see how I layered everything and kind of my thought process behind doing this grass shape, you're welcome to go check out my Patreon and grab the Photoshop file. But either way, I started with the base overall shape of the creature, did the line art, and then I knew I wanted to do the grass separately, and so I did multiple layers of the grass just so I could like block them in and see where I wanted to put them. Basically, any place that had long hair on the dog or on the boar was fair game to put this grass, so I thought it looked really cute to have those longer whisker-like things in grass and then have a bunch of grass growing out of its ears and along its back. And the warthog also had some on its head and kind of by the eyebrows, and it just looks so cute. I really loved just like painting in all these different colors and strands of grass. And I did use, I don't remember if this grass brush comes standard with Photoshop or if it's separate. I don't remember for sure, but either way, I used a grass brush that I had and just did some layering and texturing to help make it look like I didn't just, slap on a bunch of clip art grass, I guess you could say. That was one of the things I was always really self-conscious about when I started drawing, was trying to figure out how to paint with some of the brushes that come in Photoshop. I was always really intimidated by grass and plant life, especially when using a pre-made brush, just because I always thought it looked so fake, and I didn't really understand what to do when I was younger. And I think one of the big tips I would recommend to you guys if you're trying to learn how to paint grass or plants, looking at reference helps so much, for one. And then two, don't be afraid to try colors that you might not think are in grass, like maybe some more yellows, or do multiple different types of green. Those can help a lot, but I think reference is your best bet for learning how to paint grass, because I think what I always struggled with was just figuring out where the clumps of the colors go, or like what colors I should actually use. And by looking at reference and actually looking at it, it helps so much. So really recommend that to you guys if you're struggling with figuring out how to draw plant life or basically grass in general. And with the grass figured out, I started putting in the base colors and following the texturing of the African dog, and I loved it. I really loved building these shapes and colors and had a lot of fun making my little camouflage boy. All right, guys, and we are all done with this Monster Mash, and I absolutely love how this one turned out. I think it's a really adorable mash, and it kind of, to me, it looks like a really cute dog that's in like kind of like camo because of the greens and the whites and the browns. I just think it's super cute. So just to give a quick breakdown, I combined the African dog and the warthog. From the warthog, I have the tusks and the feet. Along with the grass, I tried to kind of follow the pattern that is on a warthog, so it has kind of the bigger tufts of hair on its cheek area and down its back, so I kind of tried to replicate that with the grass. And then the African dog, I followed the overall shape and the patterning. I really love the patterning on the dog, so I knew I had to incorporate it somehow in this overall design, and I really love this, guys. I think this is a super fun and cute animal, and I can't wait to put it into Creature Compendium number 2. So thanks, guys, for stopping by and checking out this video, and if you want to show your support of the Monster Mash crew, make sure to go check out that enamel pin down in the description below. And it is a limited run pin, so if you want to grab it to show your love of Monster Mashes, make sure to go check it out. And if you guys aren't already, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I have new videos every week ranging from Monster Mashes to my 100 Dragon Challenge to basically anything to deal with monsters and creatures I absolutely adore. And I would love to hear your guys' thoughts, or like, what other biome should I look into for other Circle of Life mashes? Like maybe the rainforest, or different parts of Asia, or maybe the oceans. There's a lot of options, and I'd love to hear what you guys think should be the next biome I discover for the Circle of Life. So thanks again, guys, so much for stopping by, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.